Hi, how's it going? I'm Luciano Ruas from the Brazilian Accent in Improvisation, and today I'm going to make the process of memorizing Baião or forró. Why is this important? Many people asked me why it's important to memorize themes when we are going to improvise. Because Brazilian themes has the melodical material that we are going to use to improvise. Each theme you memorize, you are going to have more vocabulary to improvise. So that's why in a lot of classes I'm teaching how to memorize themes, what is the process to do this in a fast way. All right. So today, if you want to know more about the Northeast music of Brazil, to understand more about the language, today is the day. I've chosen the theme called forrozinho. It's like the diminutive form of forró. All right. I put in the title Baião. There are musicians that consider the same thing, but today I think Brazilian musicians are differentiating it. Okay, Baião, it's more, you have more 80 notes on the melody. The beat, it's you don't have many syncopations as forró. All right. But for many of these musicians, they are the same thing, all right? And I've chosen this theme from Heraldo do Monte, that is a guitar player, and he plays a 12-string guitar that here in Brazil we call viola caipira. The viola caipira has some octaved some octaved strings and other double strings. The two last strings, I think they are just double, and we associate this sounds of rural music and music of the countryside part of Brazil. All right, so let's start. I always like to do my recommendations. If you already know this part, you can jump it. All right. Let me talk. This lead sheet. One more thing. This lead sheet doesn't have the chords written. It's written for two guitars, two treble clefs, and I have to read the both clefs. I'm gonna to read first the melody. I prefer just to read one line. If you play saxophone, flute, or other melodical instrument, this tip is gonna help you. And I prefer to memorize the harmonic part, and after I memorize the melody first. All right. My technique of memorizing melodies is to recognize parts of the melody that has something with one chord, with one scale, or with some part of music that's common to that's similar, so I can create a chunk of information besides memorizing note by note, and this is gonna help me to make this work faster. All right, so I'm gonna put for you the lead sheet, and you read with me. I'm going to comment and memorize it, the thing. I had problems. a little problem, but now it's here. Alright, let's start Forrozinho of Heraldo do Monte, the composer Heraldo do Monte. Let's see. So we have an arpeggio of G minor. I can think as B flat major with 3 B flats. It's a similar pattern in G minor, but ending on the 3rd. And more notes of G minor. I have to see the rhythm to understand better. So let me repeat what I've done. Let me do again. So let me see the rhythm. Probably we're gonna have some chord changes that will give more meaning for this part, alright? But I can't at this moment understand it clearly. What does it mean? But let's understand. We have it's like preparing for another part. No. Still wrong. The rhythm has something that's easy but not intuitive to me, and no problem if you think something is not intuitive for you. When this happens, sometimes you get a few more time to take the memory, okay? But no problem. Now I understood. Very nice. Let me do all the melody to the measure 8. I'm gonna return it later to do this part, alright? To make with more easiness. If you don't know this technique, I use always when something is not intuitive to me, I use the spacing. Spacing consists in taking just one idea, studying it, before you feel tired, before you commit a lot of mistakes, you stop working on that and start studying other part of the music. So you're gonna your head you're gonna feel your mind light again, All right, don't allow your mind to be heavy, because when it's working on a heavy way, you're gonna start make confusions, changing parts and doing wrong stuff. All right, so I'm gonna not repeat a lot of this part, but I'm gonna return, and it will be much more easy for me. Okay, let's see the next part, to the measure 9. It's an arpeggio of D minor, starting on the 5th. And it's a kind of C major chord with the connection between G and E, with the using the note F to connect them. And ends on the 5th. Let me do by heart. I think it's that. One more time. All right. Let me continue. We have a D minor now. So we have the connection like the C major we played before, between the 5th and the 3rd. But we end the phrase on the 3rd, alright? Okay, one more time. Let's continue. And I think it's returning already to the beginning. Very simple melody. And ends on the head of the second time on measure number 16. Okay. Let me see. We have a symmetrical idea here. Just the end of D minor and C major is different. Okay. Let me do it. Let me start before on the measure number 9. All right. Sorry. Alright. I'm gonna try now to review every note, every part of the melody. I'm gonna return to measure 1 and try and see if I have some doubts still, or if they resolved alone. Because in the technique of spacing, when we do, sometimes when we work on an idea, we're having problems and change, our brain will continue working in these ideas. It's working passively, but it's working. We didn't stop, and the brain didn't fail in trying to the verb is not precisely that, but the brain didn't stop working on that idea. So sometimes you return and things already got better. Alright, let me see if this happened or if I have to work more. I'm not reading. some doubt here in rhythm or still. Oh, it's getting better. Second turn. I'm gonna do the third and continue. And that's it. I have the first 16 measure memorized already. Let me see what comes next if it's similar. A little strange, but let me see. And what the chord? It's so I think I'm gonna do from the beginning. It's almost the same part with the conclusion in the one of the melody, and we have one. I think this is a kind of preparation to the next part. All right, so let's do it. So I think it's that. All right, let me do for two more times, and I'm gonna take a rest of this part and make my brain works passively on it. Okay. This part it's interesting because it got better, but it's still I commit a mistake on that. And don't worry, you can fall, you can go away. last time. I'm sorry. Nice. This is the first part of this theme for Zinha. I'm gonna put for you the second. Alright. This, like I said, this part has more swing, more movement. You can see more notes at the beginning. It's like a more dancing part. Alright. Let's see what's coming. This we have a very characteristic resource used in forró, that is the repeated notes. And sometimes for us pianists we have to prepare the fingering to do these repeated notes in a easy way. Alright, I'm gonna try. If it's possible, I'm gonna do now, but if it's a difficult, I have to take difficult decisions, you already know, I'm gonna use the spacing. We have this repeated notes based on the chord of G major. And they contemplate all the arpeggio and return the notes of the scale, descending notes of the scale. We have one arpeggio of D diminished, and it's all the notes are being played on the second 16th note. Alright, and after that we're gonna have notes on the upbeat, starting from the 3rd of G minor, ending on the 1 of G minor. Alright, that is something that is not intuitive to me still, that it's the point where the beat starts. These repeated notes are easy to execute because like we pianists can change two fingers to do this. I'm using just 2 fingers because I'm trying to leave the third thing the third finger prepared to do the B flat, but the counting, it's not so intuitive to me. Alright, and you're gonna realize that I often talk that very simple parts are not intuitive to me, and I say that I say to you that because if I studied repeated more times, it was going to be relatively fast to do the memorizing process. But to understand these parts that you don't memorize in the first or second time as parts, as non-intuitive parts, make my work of memorizing so much lighter. I don't lose time trying to memorize in the first try, because my brain is gonna see in a different way when I return to this part. So that's why when I'm talking here, I'm trying to explain when my mind returns to the focus. Sometimes I'm gonna be more prepared than the first time. Let me see if I understand something new. After the B flat, I have 3 notes. There is something wrong now. Now I understand. I have 2 things that help me to memorize this. I have to repeat the note G a lot of times, but when I start the second beat, I have 2 notes, 1 B flat and 3 notes. These 3 notes transpass the measure, but I think this is getting easier to my mind. Invent your own solutions to memorize. Count your own stories. They are gonna help you to transform a lot of notes in a few notes. Sometimes you can think in notes. Sometimes you can think in scales. You can think in some stories. You can create a narrative to connect some different notes. All you can do can help in the process of taking a large amount of notes and transforming just one information and one simple information. All right, so it's coming again. It's in O in the up beat. All right. So the B section. I don't know. Let me see what comes next. I'm trying to play this because I'm seeing if this is This is just a percussive part. And what comes next? Two treble clefs are so confused in the first reading. We have 4 measures of D minor 7. It's like a so what voicing. So this part is memorized. So that's it. Alright, after that we are going to have some coda, but I want to revise everything before taking more information. Let's see from the beginning. Just my memory, okay? I'm gonna change. I'm sorry. I'm gonna change the part, the page, and play all by heart. I think you're not seeing the part. Let me return to the first page. Okay, one more time of this first, 2 more times of this first part. Something wrong here. The third time. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do a slow, more playing in slower tempo, because I think I'm getting these mistakes because I'm more confident now. So I'm gonna return a little. that I just committed one mistake. I've forgotten one note in the second. It's an E note in the second tempo of second beat of the part where the melody, before the melody returns to the G minor. All right. Let me do the second part. And we have the section. Alright, so this is the melody. Let's take a look at the coda section. And the coda is starting on the starting on the measure for 20, 21, 22, and it's connected with the measure 49. It sounds in the D minor. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let me show you, because it's in the second page. It's a C. Alright, so I have memorized almost all information. Let me join just do. That's it. This is the whole melody of the theme Forrozinho of Heraldo de Monte. I'm gonna play all the melody. This first study often has some mistakes. Okay, it's normal, but for the first time I think it's faster than a lot of musicians that try another techniques of memorizing. That this is important to our method we go far in a few time. All right, let me see all the melody. Let me see the form. It repeats 2 times, and we have the section, percussive section, and after that's the return to the. We have an improvised section also that's written on the second page. It's a door improvisation, returns to the theme and coda. Okay, but I won't read anything. I'm gonna just put for you the first page. second part. Let me put for you. So we can return to the A section again, or go to the note that sometimes they are the notes are written with a longer play, but we often we use short sound. So the section comes of improvising in G drawing. And so we do this, we do improvising this part and return to the theme. Alright, so the melody is already on my mind. It's not perfect, but for the first day, like I said, I think it's a good result we have here in this study. I hope this study inspires you in doing this process, because you're gonna increase your capability of memorizing more music. Alright, so that's it. Thanks for watching for more this live. If you have any question about any Brazilian style we wanna play, please write on the comments. I'm gonna have a pleasure to help you in this process of playing Brazilian themes in an authentic way. Alright, that's it. See you tomorrow for another live. Bye.